Hello guys, welcome to your full body mobility routine. Great job showing up. You're going to need a wall and a soft surface for the floor for this routine here. First movement, we are going to be getting our butt up against the wall and feet a few inches away from the wall. I want your toes in slightly, heels out, and I want you to pop up on the balls of your feet. Now your knees should be about right over your feet. And we're going to try to get into our hips and our glutes. So point those knees together as you hold a tight back and chest up. This is going to be an isometric hold for a minute. What I'm wanting you to feel is your glutes and your back. So keep those knees together. Try to almost like point them towards each other as much as you can while staying up on the balls of your feet. If you need to raise your hips up the wall a little bit, that can help you feel your glutes more. So this is less of a squat and more of a biomechanics positioning, trying to get us into our glutes. Now we're going to switch into a single leg. So we're looking for a bow shape in this leg on the ball of your foot. Keeping that hip up the wall, back tight, chest up, and holding this for another minute. Keep that knee bowed out over your foot. Really trying to sink into your left glute, trying to push that hip up and into the wall while maintaining a tight back. Keep on the ball of your foot. You're going to feel this in your calf as well as your back a bit and your glute. We're almost done here. All right, now switch sides to your right foot. Toe in slightly, knee bowed out, hip up the wall, knee right over your ankle, tight back, chest up. I like to keep my hands up at my pecs, my upper chest, to kind of remind myself as a cue to keep my chest up. Really try to get deeper into that glute. Start to feel your outer glute, your outer hamstring. These muscles start to wake up. Push through the ball of your foot. Keep that heel up. All right, great job there. Shake it out a little bit. Now we're going to do a forward fold for a minute. And I want you to keep your toes in a little bit and heels out. This is going to change a little bit where the stretch is felt. If you can't reach the floor yet, it's okay. Reach down as far as you can. Trying to keep your knees straight. If you want to keep your back straight, if your back is really fatigued, you can still get into this forward fold position while maintaining a tight, straight back to kind of take some of the strain off your lower back. But it is fine to round your back and to sit into this stretch. You want to feel this more in the outer thigh. So from your butt down to your outer thigh a little bit. Whereas if you had straight feet, you'd feel it straight in your hamstrings right behind your thigh. All right, great job. Now, we are going to do an isometric hold, balancing on our one foot, full foot on the floor, getting into this hip again, just in a slightly different position. So balance your knee over your ankle and back straight, chest up. Try to feel the balance from your big toe to your outer ball of your foot, all the way up to your hip. Now, we're getting into 3 hip airplanes. So, slow and controlled opening up, rotating, and then closing your pelvis and your chest into your left knee. This is going to challenge your balance. If you need to hold on to a wall, do so. We're going to switch sides. First, do a 30-second isometric hold on this right side. Keep that back straight, chest up. Keep that knee kind of bowed out over your foot. That's going to help you keep this balance. Try and push through your big toe, the ball of your foot, and your heel, keeping it balanced. Once we get to 30 seconds here, we are going to do some hip airplanes. So starting with a slow opening up the torso and the pelvis, trying to maintain balance, and then closing that angle, rotating the opposite way. Nice, slow and controlled. We'll do this 2 more times. If you need to hold on to something, do so. I know this is starting to get difficult, starting to feel the burn, the glutes and the lower back. You're doing great. Keep it up. We're almost done with this phase. All right, awesome job. We're going to get down into our mat for a minute-long happy baby pose. So hold those feet up above your chest. It's going to look a little different for everybody where you're at with this pose, with a stretch. Try to sink your tailbone into the ground, keeping your whole back flat. Relax, kind of sink into the ground. Hold those feet, feel the stretch through your hips, your thighs. And just try to breathe into this one and try to relax. Breathe into your belly. You can adjust the position of where your feet are, kind of over your face or over your torso. You can play around with the positioning to adjust where the stretch is being felt. This should feel good, giving your lower back a rest. All right, we're going to pop up and get into a kneeling adductor stretch. So this is our inner thigh muscle. You're going to try to sink back into your right hip. If you can keep those right toes behind you, kind of tucked under you, it's going to be good. And then your left foot with the adductor that's being stretched, that left foot that I have pointed out, try to keep that foot pointed straight ahead. So sit back into your hip that you're kneeling on. Keep your chest up. Keep your back tight. Head up if you can. Also with this, breathe into it. Try to relax while you're holding this position. Try to sink deeper into the adductor stretch. Keeping that foot pointed straight ahead is going to help get the stretch where we want it in our inner thigh. Your back toes that are curled under, if that hurts too much, just go ahead and rest on that back foot. All right, we're going to switch sides, getting into our opposite hip. Keeping your chest up. Try and sit back into your kneeling hip as much as you can. Move those hips back while keeping your chest up. Your leg that you're stretching, the adductor, keep those toes pointed straight ahead. All right, great job. Now, we're going to get down into a prone position on our bellies and pop up onto your elbows. Keep your hips synced into the floor. Try to relax through your back. Breathe into this position. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Keep your toes behind you pointed together and your heels out. Just relax your legs. Keep your shoulders, your chest pointing straight ahead, your head up. Now, we're going to get into this prone position. 10 deep breaths in this position. Feet on the floor. Try to keep your sternum up off the ground. I like to keep my hands at my chest as a cue to keep that up. So we are tightening through our back, holding our chest up, keeping our head up while trying to breathe 10 breaths in this position. Try to breathe slow and controlled as much as possible without being too labored. Now we're going to get into 10 side bends to each side. So bending to the right and then to the left, all while trying to breathe as calmly as possible, as deeply as possible, while keeping our sternum up, back tight, head up, toes on the ground if you can. Strengthening these positions we're working on here is going to help your posture. It's going to help as you walk, as you run, allowing you to hold your body up for longer periods of time with the right posture. Now, we're getting into 10 reaches. So this is going to be like a side bend with a reach. So bending and reaching out as far as you can. If you needed to take a rest, go ahead and try to pause the video. Shake out the fatigue and come back when you're ready to finish these 10 side reaches on each side. All right, shake it off. We're going to continue with some upper body flow here. You can do this sitting on your shins, either with your butt down or your butt up. We're going to do 20 reverse circles. And then moving into 20 forward circles. So keeping those arms straight out at your side, trying to pull those shoulder blades back together on each repetition, keeping your thumbs pointed up to the ceiling. Now we're going to move into 20 elbow curls. Hands at the top of your head, opening up your chest, stretching back as far as possible, and bringing those elbows to touch together. All right, awesome job. There's a lot of upper body work. So now we're going to relax here at the end, sitting into this crawl ready position. I want your hips right above your knees, your shoulders right above your hands. Kind of turn those hands in. Get your shoulders turned in a bit. Keep your chest up, your head up. Try to sink your belly into the ground and your feet behind you. I want your feet, your legs to be pointing straight behind you. So knees should be about shoulder width apart. And I don't want your toes to be together. It's better if you can keep those legs straight as much as possible. And try to relax into this position while holding your chest and head up. Like I said, sink that belly into the ground. Allow your back to kind of decompress. You're not trying to sit back into this too much. You're trying to stay upright. So hips above your knees, shoulders above your wrists. Getting into that crawling ready position. This is what kids get really strong at and that we don't spend a lot of time at as adults. It's good to get back to this to start building up our strength and endurance in these positions. All right, go ahead and shake it off. If you want to sit on your knees, your shins, get those hips back, relax for a second, and we'll finish off here with a 30-second child pose. So reach those hands out as far out in front of you as you can. Fold your chest down as far as you can while keeping your hips back. And just sink into this. Breathe deeply. Allow all that tension to kind of wash right off of you. This is our last and final pose. It's a great job showing up, getting the work done.